and welcome to another episode of Duck TV Sports. I'm Carly Gauthier.
And I'm Bella Manning. Even though we are airing tonight without our news counterparts, we'll try to keep things under control.
Tonight, we will be dishing out the latest and greatest knowledge of Oregon athletics. Take it away, Bella.
This past week, the Oregon men's basketball team beat the California Golden Bears and the Stanford Cardinal with tie-breaking buckets within the final seconds. In Berkeley, Dylan Brooks hit yet another game-winning three-pointer with less than a second left to carry Oregon to a 68-65 come-from-behind win against Cal. The Ducks then traveled down to Palo Alto to take on the Cardinal. Stanford rallied late in the game, tying the score 73-73, but Jordan Bell's tip-in within 14 seconds left solidified another close win. On Saturday, the Ducks will look to clinch the regular season title and the number 1 seed in the Pac-12 tournament against in-state rival Oregon State in Corvallis.
The women's basketball regular season has finished, and the Ducks have earned a 6th seed in the Pac-12 tournament in Seattle. In the first round, Oregon will play the Arizona Wildcats. During the regular season, the Ducks beat the Wildcats 79-65 in Tucson. During this matchup, 4 Ducks scored double figures with Ruthie Hebard leading the flock with 22. With the Ducks closing out the regular season on a 3-game losing streak, they hope to be as sharp as a needle as they lift off to Seattle. And now we bring in women's basketball analyst Jacob Wessler. So Jacob, how far do you think the Ducks will go in the Pac-12 tournament?
Thank you, Carly. I think the Ducks will win their first round game against Arizona, but ultimately lose in the second round to Stanford. The Pac-12 is extremely top heavy, with the top 4 teams being ranked top 15 nationally. This will make it hard for any team outside the top 4 to make a deep run in the Pac-12 tournament.
Who do you think will be the key player for the Ducks throughout the postseason?
It has to be Sabrina Ionescu. She is she's second in assists per game in the Pac-12, 10th in rebounding, while adding 14 points per game. She also has 4 triple-doubles this season, and she's the first freshman in NCAA history to achieve that. She's also already broken the career record for Oregon triple-doubles, as well as 1 away from tying the Pac-12 record.
So what are the chances that the Ducks will make the NCAA tournament?
I think the Ducks have a great chance to making the tournament. The record doesn't look too good, but they've had a very tough schedule, playing 11 teams in the top 25 and 5 in the top 10. So they've done enough to make the tournament.
Okay, so you think they'll make the tournament. How far do you think they will advance?
It just depends what their seed is. If they drop down to a 10 or 11 seed, I think they'll definitely lose in the first round. However, if they get to an 8 and 9 seed, they'll have a better chance of winning, but they won't win the second round game because it'll be against a 1 seed.
All right, Jacob Wessler, everyone. Thanks, Jacob.
Thank you.
Baseball is back in Eugene. This weekend, the Ducks will dust off the dugout at PK Park for their home opener in a 3-game series against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. The Ducks just returned from San Diego after competing in the Tony Gwynn Classic. On Friday, Oregon defeated UC Irvine 11-5, followed by a 1-0 win against Seton Hall on Saturday. The Ducks fell to the University of San Diego Toreros on Sunday 2-7, and then their 4th game on Monday was canceled due to rain. The Ducks are 4-4 and will look to hit those games out of the park this weekend.
Sticking to the diamond, on Friday, Oregon softball will play in the Missouri Invitational. They will play Maryland, Missouri, Butler, and SF Austin. The Missouri Tigers recently defeated the highly ranked Washington Huskies 9-5. The Ducks have yet to lose, sweeping their competition at the Bank of Hawaii Invitational. In Hawaii, Megan Kleiss threw her first no-hitter of her career, leading the Ducks to a 17-0 victory over the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors.
This weekend, Oregon Lacrosse will take on both the Winthrop Eagles and the High Point Panthers down in the Carolinas this Friday and Sunday. This past Sunday, the Ducks defeated the Fresno State Bulldogs 12-9. Oregon remains unbeaten in MPSF play, achieving a 3-0 conference record for the first time since 2014. Oregon's game in Fresno kicked off the Ducks' stretch of 8 away games, and the team will not return home to Pape Field until April.
Oregon men's tennis will play UC Santa Barbara on Sunday. With the UCSB currently on a 3-game winning streak, the Ducks will look to end that streak on Santa Barbara's home court. Oregon recently won its match against BYU 7-0, keeping their perfect record at home. Thomas Laurent tied the program record for consecutive singles match wins in the Ducks' 7-0 sweep against Drake. Laurent will go for the record against UCSB on Sunday.
This weekend, Oregon women's tennis will travel to Idaho to play Denver and Boise State. The Ducks completed a weekend sweep with a 5-2 win over UCSB on Friday and a 4-0 win against Houston on Sunday. Following the win on Sunday, Marla Kluving now leads the Ducks in singles play with a record of 14-2 with her 6-2, 6-1 clinch against Cougar freshman Konstantina Nicolaou. The Ducks are now 5-4 on the season. Now we send it to Stacy Cumming for this week's Triple Threat. Stacy?
Thanks, Bella. Oregon softball is off to an undefeated 14-0 start to their season, looking reminiscent of their blazing beginning 2 years ago. Last year, the Ducks lost 3-time Pac-12 Pitcher of the Year and 2-time All-American Sheridan Hawkins, as well as 7 other seniors, and are looking to make up for the loss of talent. The Ducks have done so by bringing in the #1 recruiting class in the country, according to Flow Softball, including top recruit Miranda Elish and 4th-ranked Maggie Balint. Elish, a 2-time Indiana Gatorade State Player of the Year and Max Preps Player of the Year, didn't start off the season too strong, allowing 6 runs in her first 9 innings of collegiate softball. She turned her cold start around, however, this last week in Hawaii by giving up no runs through 7 innings. Coach Mike White expects Elish to be a big part of this season's success as she keeps up this pace. Also contending for the spot is Maggie Balint, a 3-time Pennsylvania State Player of the Year recipient. Balint is known for her art of painting the corners of the plate instead of using pure power. She has thrown double-digit strikeouts in 3 games this season, bringing her total to 56 in just 37 1/3 innings pitched. While Elish and Balint are both promising pitchers, returning sophomore Megan Kleiss looks most ready to take over Hawkins' role as the staff's ace. Kleiss stepped into her new role by throwing her first career no-hitter in the Ducks' last game against Hawaii. She threw 6 strikeouts against the Rainbow Wahine, totaling 37 so far on the season. In 35 1/3 innings pitched, Kleist has allowed only 2 earned runs. With each of these pitchers bringing a different aspect to the position, Oregon will be looking to utilize their 3 M's, as Mike White calls them, to propel the team to its 5th consecutive Pac-12 title. That wraps it up for this week's Triple Threat. Let's pitch it back to the desk.
Thanks, Stacy. We're all just as excited for softball season as you are.
Looks like the softball team will try to shine bright on that diamond.
Well, that's all we have for you today. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for all your latest Oregon sports news.
And be sure to check out our website as well. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Carly Gauthier.
And I'm Bella Manning. See you next week.